Hey, it is me trying again. I swear to you, the gardeners that my neighbors have, the gardeners come every day. Every day. They mow the lawn every day. I should know this by now. Anyway, I'm going to start this over so the lawn mowing people don't come and interrupt me. Yesterday, I asked the question, what if COVID had happened for you, not to you? What would that mean? And reading the responses was interesting because I sensed so much pain in some of the responses, and I get that. I've had so many moments over the last few months, as we all have, over what this means. And I just wanted to share some thoughts on this because I don't really have time to blog about it, so I've decided I'm going to do a vlog about it instead. Okay, life is like a burlesque. And sometimes people don't understand that because they don't know what I'm saying. And if you think about burlesque, it is stripping down to your essence. It is taking off the gloves and the hat and the hair and the lashes and the corsets and the push-up bras and the fancy heels and the garters and the fishnets. It's taking off all of those accessories and stripping down to the essence of who you are inside. And I call it your inner burlesque star. That piece of you, that essence, that soul that is you no matter what. We are all born alone and we all die alone. And between birth and death, we've got this long period of time where we play a wide variety of roles. We are daughters, we are friends, we are partners, we are girlfriends, we are wives, we're moms, we're lawyers, we're employees, we're bosses, we're all of these different roles. And we play all of these different roles and we live in all of these different houses. And sometimes we have money and sometimes we don't. And sometimes we have relationships and love and sometimes we don't. And sometimes we have youth and beauty and vitality and sometimes we don't. And the whole premise of all of my work is first, we have to get in touch with what we are underneath. Who are we without youth or beauty or fitness or money or a job or a home or love? Who are we? Because we all have this huge fear that I'm going to lose my house, I'm going to lose my job, I'm going to lose my loved ones. And COVID brings that up. It brings up all the fear of what we're going to lose. We're losing the economy. We're losing the police. We're losing our jobs. We're losing our health. It's permanent. Once you get it, you can have permanent lung damage. You could die. It brings up the fact that we live so much of our life masked. Metaphorically masked, but masked. We live our life covered up. And it's not only that we pretend to be different for other people. It's not that I'm trying to impress you so I'm acting different. It's that I cover myself up for myself. And then I don't know who I am. And I think that's what's so beautiful right now about what we're all going through on a global level is we're forced to confront all of those what if questions. What if everybody dies? What if the economy tanks? What if the United States collapses? And the thing is, we can headspace so much of that. I can ask for this and I can move in here and I can do this. And then we get in that headspace spiral. But what we really need to do is heart space it. And to know that we still have our inner burlesque star. We are still that soul stuff. We are still that divine essence that we were born with and that we will die with. We are who we are regardless of what country we live in or what our health is or who is around us. And that's so hard to wrap our heads around because we're all so caught up in our darned identity. But we put our identity on all of those things that are external to us. What if you die and you leave your kids? Well, they are whole, perfect, and complete souls as well. And I'm not saying it will be easy, and I'm not saying there will be no grief. And it's important to feel our grief, and it's important to feel our fear, and it's important to allow ourselves some of that headspace. But the bottom line is each and every single one of us is a soul, is an essence. The T, flaunt, is an acronym. That last T is trust in your truth. And that means being brave enough to strip down, to understand that you can lose your job and your money and your health and your youth and your vitality and everything, and that you are still whole and complete. That's what I call naked self-worth. I should theoretically be able to have the same amount of naked self-worth when I have millions of dollars and I'm this powerful corporate attorney and my husband loves me and my kids are perfect and my house is amazing and I'm wearing all designer clothes. My self-worth there should be the exact same as double amputee, 200 years old, gray, no wrinkles, no vitality, tons of wrinkles, family all passed away, no friends left, laying in a hospital bed. My soul is just as worthy. I am just as worthy. And it's so hard for us to process that and to believe that and to understand that. And that's a lot of the challenge of what's going on here today. COVID is this world thing. It's this scary germ. And it's here to show us you have no control over anything outside of you. You don't even have control over your body, and you have very little control over your thoughts. You have no control over anything except your essence, your inner burlesque star, your inner world, your mindset. When I was in college, I went and saw a speech in Arizona for one of the honor societies that I was in. And Captain Gerald Coffey was the man. I should Google him and find out what he's up to. But he was a prisoner of war for some ridiculous long period of time. And he was happy every day. Was he comfortable? No. Was he well fed? No. Was he cold and miserable? Yes. Did he have friends and family and relations? No. But he told this story that he and the prisoners would tap on posts and that they would hear that tap, and they had this whole system so they would know each other was there. And he chose to step into his naked self-worth. He found himself worthy and valuable and resourceful and complete even in that situation. And that's not easy, but that's truly what this is pushing us to do. This whole pandemic is pushing us to realize we have no control, none at all. We never have had any control. We just had the illusion of control. And it forces us to go down that what if path, that path of what if I lose my house and my job and everything. And the answer is nothing really changes. Nothing really changes. And I know that's hard. You might have to move. You might be eating differently. You might have different relationships. You might lose people and they might lose you, but what changes? Your soul does not change. Your essence does not change. You will go through grief. You will go through depression. We're all going through that now. You will go through confusion. That's okay. It's a process and it doesn't change who you are inside. Experiences change you because they enrich you. So people that you love, that you've lost, like my brother-in-law, he died in his 40s, leaving 3 young girls behind, a horrible death with cancer. His experience relating to me changed me and made me a better person because I knew him. Any of the people that I've lost have made me a better person because of our relationship. It's not the physical being of that person that changes it. So my challenge to you this week is to get really real and to get really honest with yourself about the fact that you have no control, that everything outside of you can and will change. So think about your relationships. Think about the people that you're interacting with this week. If you knew that they were going to be dead by the end of the week, what would you do? And that sounds kind of morbid, but that's how I want you to start living life. That's why I think this experience is coming and happening for us, not to us. It is reminding us that we have to start acting like it's important, because it is important, and we have to start getting naked and stripping down and getting rid of all of these coverings, like the mask of time, the illusion of busyness. If you knew somebody was dying and this was your last week with them, what would you do? Do that. If you knew this was your last week with money and that your job was done, what might you do? Some of you know, right before the pandemic, we took all of our savings, all, and we invested into Airbnbs. Because what could go wrong with the hospitality industry, right? What could go wrong with the travel industry? Property was way safer than the stock market, right? What could go wrong? Didn't see that one coming. A lot went wrong. We have not been able to rent those. We're back to renting now, but it's totally different. What changed? My entire financial status changed. My entire plan for the future changed. What did it do to my essence? Nothing. What did it do to my relationships? Nothing, except where I let it. I'm still me. I can lose way more and still be me, and I can get way more and I can still be me. I have untangled myself from everything that's outside of me, and I'm fully naked and grounded in my naked self-worth, in my essence. It's the burlesque. We're stripping down. If you were to stand on stage naked, metaphorically, how scary would that be? But once you stand on stage naked, you know, I'm still okay. I am still okay. I can do that hardest thing and still be okay. And that's what COVID is pushing us to do, because it's raising all of those fears up, and it's saying you're not good enough and you're not healthy enough and you haven't had enough time with your relationships and you're going to leave people and it's going to be scary and you have no control and you don't. So it's forcing you to get naked and it's forcing you to stand on stage. So that's my challenge for you, is get naked. It's okay. Strip down and realize you have no control and you never did, and you are healthy and whole and resourceful inside. You are perfect just as you are. You are worthy at your best, and you are worthy at your worst, because you are you, not because of anything outside of you. So that is naked self-worth. That is the magic of living life like a burlesque and stripping yourself down and showing yourself for who you are, not for who you think you should be, and for knowing that you're worthy. So that is my challenge. That is my follow-up rant. And that is why COVID is here and why it is happening for us. It is making us get naked. It is making us step into our naked self-worth. So do it. Get naked, stand on stage, own that worth. You've got this. And in those moments that you don't, and in those moments of grief and terror and fear, we're all here. We're all in those moments. Every 10, 15 minutes, we cycle through those moments. And that is okay. Cycle away, feel your pain. I love you, and I will see you next time. Always flaunt.